All right now. Shalom, shalom, family. It's the brother Zachariah coming back to you with another lesson. And first and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. And shalom to you brothers out there on the highways and byways and making your bodies a living sacrifice. And you sisters that are listening, learning, and applying this word. Just want to say shalom to you. Again, back to you with another lesson. Actually doing it indoors. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm trying not to be too loud because this is where I live, and it's a no noise ordinance. Like my neighbors, you know, the walls are thin, so like and plus everyone's on different work schedules. So like if I was to, you know, be loud or make too much noise, they can go complain and I can get evicted. So, but I want to go into this lesson because the roads out there are kind of bad, and some parts are still frozen and stuff. And I seen people slipping and sliding. I actually went out and took pictures of like the areas just in case somebody would try to say like, "Oh, you ain't going out," you know. Well, hey, the show must go on. I'm gonna try to do my best and do this lesson here so that you guys can get edified and stay up to date on what's going on. But yeah, the roads are bad, so I just said, hey, I'll do it, you know, in my residence, but just try to put it out there to where you can hear. This lesson is going to be called Wars and Rumors of Wars, because there's a lot of going on right now, you know, with the prophecies and stuff like that. You know, these nations, the tension between these nations, you know, the scripture says, you know, the love of many will wax cold. So, you know, that's can go like individual, you know, like, you know, this person and that person, but it also can be nations, kingdoms, you know, waxing cold and, you know, coming up against each other, which you're going to see what I'm talking about in this lesson, because I got a lot of articles, video, clippings and everything of, you know, there's a lot of tension going on right now in this world, you know, and if you don't have eyes to see or ears to hear, you know, it's going to go right past you. You know, a lot of people will focus on Christmas shopping and the holidays and all this kind of stuff, but all that means nothing, you know, to what's really going on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a scripture. Again, the lesson is called Wars and Rumors of Wars, which there's a scripture right here in the book of Matthew, the 24th verse, or 24th chapter, Salakia, and the 6th verse, 6 through 8. So give me a second as I pull it up. Yeah, we got a lot to cover in this video. Lord willing, it be edifying. Let's see. But it's a lot to cover because there's so much going on. Man, we're in some heavy times. You know, there's a lot of lessons, you know, especially I've been down because of, you know, the weather was so bad, you know, like they were saying this instant frostbite and everything, like, which that's going to be a lesson in its own. I got a lesson coming up about the weather and all that. But here we go. Matthew 24, start at verse 6, go down to 8. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All of these are the beginnings of sorrows. So, yeah. There's a lot going on with these nations right now, you know. A lot of nations rising up against each other. And speaking of that, you know, you got Iran and Israel coming up against each other. So I'm going to pull up a few articles. Just give me a second as I grab them. Like I said, I got tons of articles and stuff going on, so I want to make sure I cover everything in this video, because man, you guys got to take heed, you know, to the times that we're in. Let's see. All right, this first article right here, I believe this was from End Times headlines or something like that. To that degree, I always forget. You know, I try to give credit to, you know, where I pull these articles from. But it says Iran threatens to completely destroy Tel Aviv, which that's part of Israel, in a new chilling video. Which I have that video right here.
پیش هم مجددا رژیم صهیونیستی رزمایشی با آمریکا برگزار کرد برای شبیه‌سازی حمله به تأسیسات هسته‌ای ایران مانند سایت غنیسازی نتنز. حالا به فرض اگر جت‌های اسرائیلی موفق بشن وارد آسمان ایران بشن و سالم به سایت هسته ایران در نتنز برسن. به فرض بمباران این سایت هسته‌ای و آسیب به اون اگر تونستن سالم از آسمان ایران خارج بشن دست کم 1 ساعت زمان نیازه تا به پایگاه اصلی خودشون در سرزمین‌های اشغالی برگردن. اما سوال اینه آیا دیگه پایگاهی وجود خواهد داشت که اونا بتونن توی اون فرود بیان؟ این احتمالاً شبیه همان پاسخ ایران در دقایق اولیه باشد. کمتر از 7 دقیقه بعد از این شلیک ها موشک‌های بالستیک تاکتیکی سوخت جامد نیروی هوافضای سپاه مانند دسفول و جدیدترین آن خیبرشکن اگر از جایی مانند نتنز به سمت هدفشان شلیک شوند اهداف خود را با این دقت منهدم می‌کنند. یکی از هدف‌های تعریف شده آنها هم اینجا تأسیسات ساخت کلاهک‌های اتمی اسرائیل. دیمونا البته این شبیه ساز آن است. با رسیدن موج اول حمله به مقصد حالا موشک‌های راهبردی سپاه در سیلوهای زیرزمینی سوختگیری شده و پایگاه‌های موشکی آماده موج دوم حمله می‌شوند. موشک‌ها مانند سجیل در لحظه اصابت به هدف سرعتی بیش از 10 برابر صوت دارد با کلاهکی بیش از 1 تن. اگر در موج دوم حمله عملاً سایت هسته‌ای دیمونا منهدم شود تل‌آویو با خاک یکسان خواهد شد.
منتها رژیم صهیونیستی در قواره و اندازه ای نیست که در صف دشمنان ملت ایران به چشم بیاد.
برای همین فرمانده کل قوا 11 سال پیش این هشدار را به رژیم داده بودند.
اگر غلطی از آنها سر بزند جمهوری اسلامی تل آویو و حیفا رو با خاک یکسان خواهد کرد.
یونس شادلو، خبرگزاری صدا و سیما.
You know, and in this video it says Iran threatens to raise Tel Aviv to the ground in scary video on how Tehran, you know, which is part of Iran, would respond to a strike. Wow. If you know anything, the people that are in the land right now today, and I'm talking about Israel, are they're not the true biblical Israelites. They're not the Jews. They are Amalek. Which is a descendant of Esau. That's who these people are, you know. And speaking of that, you know, that's why there's no peace in that land, you know, because they're not the people. And let's see, going into the book of Exodus 17:16. All right, this is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, verse 16. And it says, for he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So yeah, you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is at war with these people from generation to generation. Till this day, he's still at war with Amalek. This is why all these nations come up against them, you know. And then they do a lot of stuff behind closed doors, you know, to these nations and stuff like that. But these are the people that are running the world, you know, these Amalekites, you know, descendants of Esau. Which that's another lesson there, you know, going into the origin of them and who they are and stuff like that. But I just wanted to bring that scripture out to let you know, wow, there's a lot, you know, it's definitely keep your eyes on that land because, you know, there's a lot of issues going on in there. Here's another article right here from RT News, and it says Putin bans all oil sales to price cap states. The move is in response to a Western coalition price limit on Russia's seaborne oil exports. Wow. You know, when it says Western, it's talking about Babylon. Yeah, man. It's a lot of tension going on. That's crazy. Let's see. The next article is Australia and China tension. So I got this article. This is from Bloomberg, and it says Australia-China tension is a case of World War II deja vu. Wow. A new security treaty with tiny Vanuatu is a big response to China's pact with the Solomon Islands. Wow. So, hey, tension right there with Australia and China. You know, moving along. Wow, this one got like 3 articles. China and Taiwan. You know, Taiwan is Japan. You know, and or Taiwan. Yeah, Taiwan is Japan, which is Ammonites, and China is Moab. In case y'all don't know, the Moabites. So there's a couple of articles here. Let's see. All right. It says this is Reuters, also BBC News. The article headline says China stages big military incursion, Taiwan says. And then you know, just a little bit of reading real quick. It's said that 71 Chinese Air Force planes, including fighter jets and drones, had entered Taiwan's so-called air defense identification zone. The U.S. said China's military activity was destabilizing and undermined regional peace and stability. Taiwan is self-ruled, but China sees it as a breakaway province with which it will eventually reunite. You know, there's a lot of tension, and I don't know if you know, but Taiwan is actually an ally with Babylon. So, you know, a lot of, like, China lately has been joined unto Russia. You know, they got the BRICS and all that. So these nations are coming together. And so there's a lot going on. It's a lot of division and stuff like that. It's a lot going on. So, man, hey, like I said, there's a lot to cover in this. And Lord willing, I can get it all out. And hopefully y'all can hear me too. Salakia for being low, you know. But like I said, I got to respect my neighbors. Everybody's on different ships here in the world. The walls are thin. Let's see. Give me a second as I find the next article. Okay, yeah, this is the second article. And it says here, U.S. says it is concerned by China's provocative military activity near Taiwan. So you know Babylon's going to step in. Like I said a moment ago, you know, Taiwan is ally to America. So, you know, they ain't too happy about all that going on. And the article reads, the United States is concerned by China's military activity near Taiwan, which is called provocative and destabilizing. Like I said in the previous article, the White House said on Monday, we will continue to assist Taiwan in maintaining a sufficient self-defense capability in line with our long-standing commitments and consistent with our one China policy, the White House National Security Council said in a statement. Hey, so there's a lot going on. Man, it's crazy. All right, I think this is, okay, this is the article. I seen it, but I wanted to make sure. It says China sends 71 warplanes, 7 ships towards Taiwan in 24 hours. All right, China's military sent 71 planes and 7 ships towards Taiwan in a 24-hour display of force directed at the island. Taiwan's defense ministry said Monday after China expressed anger at Taiwan-related provisions in a U.S. annual defense spending bill passed on Saturday. China's military harassment is self-ruled Taiwan, which it claims is its own territory, has intensified in recent years. and the Communist Party People's Liberation Army has sent planes or ships towards the island on a near daily basis. Between 6 a.m. Sunday and 6 a.m. Monday, 47 of the Chinese planes crossed the median of the Taiwan Strait, an unofficial boundary once tacitly, I don't know that word, Salakia, y'all, accepted by both sides according to Taiwan's Ministry of National Defense. Yeah, I think there was another article, because for some reason I'm looking at my notes and it didn't line up with that one, but I think that was, maybe it was another one that I had. But yeah, it's crazy, you know, the stuff with China and Taiwan. But you know, Babylon has to step in because Babylon is an ally to Taiwan. So, you know, if they don't sit back and do nothing, which Babylon doesn't really want to, because they don't want that smoke. They don't really want it because, you know, you got issues with Russia right now too. You know, you got them two big superpowers coming up against you. But speaking of that, there's tension between China and Babylon right now. And this article says, China calls U.S. a direct threat to the world. Wow. See what I'm saying? Washington is making up excuses to preserve its hegemony, or something like that. I don't even know what that word means. Actually, give me a second, y'all. I'm going to pull that word up. Let me see what that word means. Hey, you learn something new every day. You know, I don't want to be reading something or pronouncing certain words and don't know what they mean. All right. Hegemony or something like that. The word means leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others. Okay, leadership, dominance, yeah. All right, so that's what that word means. All right, well, I'll close that one out. Go back to the article. Let me start over. Washington is making up excuses to preserve its hegemony, Beijing said. Washington intentionally hypes up the China threat as an excuse to boost its military spending, all in an effort to maintain its global dominance, the Chinese Defense Ministry said in a statement on Saturday after President Joe Biden signed the 2023 U.S. National Defense Authorization Act into law. Facts have proved more than once that the U.S. is the direct threat to the international order and the culprit of the regional turbulence, said the ministry spokesman Colonel Tan Cafe. I don't know his name, man. But I guess, you know, this is the ministry spokesman, this colonel, you know, with Japan or China, Slovakia. The statement went on to claim that in pursuit of its own interests, the U.S. on multiple occasions had either waged wars against the other countries or created conflicts, causing massive casualties and displacement of innocent civilians. Wow. So there you go. You know, hey, and they ain't told no lies. You know, Babylon, man, has done so much in this world, man. They have, you know, keep a knot at home, you know. They're always in everybody's business, and they got military bases all over the world in all these countries. So, yeah, you know, China didn't tell no lies there. All right, moving on. There's a North Korea and Japan tension. Wow. So, you know, that's a lot going on. Let's see. All right. Give me a second as I pull this article up. All right, here we go. North Korea fires 2 ballistic missiles, I guess, you know, towards Japan. It says the projectiles landed in the sea outside of Tokyo's exclusive economic zone, officials say. All right, and then reading on. Let's see. All right, again, North Korea launched 2 ballistic missiles in the Sea of Japan on Sunday, the Japanese Defense Ministry has claimed. According to the statement, both projectiles traveled around 500 kilometers, 310.6 miles, and landed outside Japan's exclusive economic zone. The South Korea Joint Chiefs of Staff said it detected 2 launches from North Korea's North Pyongan province. Our military is maintaining a full readiness posture in close cooperation with the United States, the JCS said in a message to reporters, adding that it was monitoring the situation. So there you go. You know, they're doing their stuff. You know, and speaking of that, North Korea and Babylon, aka, you know, America, they have attention, which I'm going to go into this next article. Moving on, let's see. This article, it's crazy. It says, planning to turn America to ash? Question mark. Laughing, Kim Jong-un puffs on a cigarette as he is dwarfed by a smoke cloud while supervising tests of new missile that is harder to detect and can reach mainland U.S. Wow. This was back on the 16th of December. It's crazy. All right, and just reading a little bit more in this article, it says North Korean leader Kim Jong-un puffed on a cigarette and laughed as he supervised the test of a high-thrust solid fuel motor for a new strategic weapon on Thursday. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot going on. All right, moving on. You know, which, you know, Babylon probably didn't like that too much. You know, obviously, you know, that being, you know, a threat towards them and their democracy and stuff like that. Their hold on the world. So, moving on, this next article, with the whole North Korea and Babylon tension. This one is from CBS News, and this was on the 20th. It says, U.S. flies nuclear-capable bombers and stealth jets as show of force against North Korea. Wow. So, hey, when Yahweh Bashim Yahushua said, you know, the wars and rumors of wars, hey, man, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation, hey, he's telling you, man, hey, it's just truth. That's why you gotta take heed of this word, man. There's so much going on. All right, moving on, NATO and Russia tension. So, hey, there's a lot going on. Let's see. Find this article real quick. All right. This was back on the 16th. It says, let's see. Make sure I got it all on point. All right. It says U.S. troops deployed near Russian border. Estonia's defense ministry has announced the arrival of an American infantry company as part of NATO's presence in the country. So they're near the Russian border. And this was back on the 16th. Which, speaking of that, I have a video clip of, and this was on the 21st. This was Putin finally announcing that he has, you know, he's fighting NATO, you know. So not only is he have the war going on with Ukraine, which, you know, Ukraine got, you know, ties with NATO anyway. So he's been fighting them for a minute, but he's made it public. Back on which I have a video clip to go with that.
Dear board members, it is well known that now against Russia is actively used the military potential and capabilities of practically all the main countries of NATO. Nevertheless, our soldiers, sergeants, officers are fighting for Russia bravely, and they fulfill the tasks that are given to them, and these objectives will be accomplished in all the territories of the Russian Federation, including the new territories. We are going to ensure security and safety of all our citizens.
After listening to that video clip, which leads to Biden, he had a speech, man, and it was very cryptic, speech. At the very end of the speech, he said, may God bless our troops, and anybody with eyes to see or ears to hear, it's like, are we heading to war or something? Like, why do you say that about the troops?
Do you hear it?
As a season of hope. And throughout the life of this country, it's been during the weeks of December, even in the midst of some of our toughest days, that some of the best chapters of our story have been written. It was during these weeks, back in 1862, that President Lincoln prepared the Emancipation Proclamation, which he issued on New Year's Day. At Christmas, 1941, and the weeks after Pearl Harbor, Franklin Delano Roosevelt hosted Winston Churchill in this White House. Together, they planned the Allied strategy to defeat fascism and autocracy. And it was 1968, that the most terrible year of years, the year of assassination and riot, of war and chaos, that the astronauts of Apollo 8 circled the moon and spoke to us here on Earth. From the silence of space, on a silent night, on a Christmas Eve, they read the story of Christmas creation from the King James Bible. When in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. That light's still with us, illuminating the way forward as Americans and as citizens of the world. A light that burned in the beginning and at Bethlehem. A light that shines still today in our own time, our own lives. As we sing, O Holy Night, His law is love and His gospel is peace. May I wish you, and for our nation, now and always, is that we'll live in the light of liberty and hope, of love and generosity, of kindness and compassion, of dignity and decency. So from the Biden family, wish you and your family peace, joy, health, and happiness. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and all the best in the new year. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops.
It might go over your head.
So basically, these nations are getting ready to... war's coming. All right, I got this article right here. It says, Russia set to increase its military to 1.5 million troops. This was on the 23rd of December. And it goes, Russia Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, on Wednesday unveiled a plan to increase the size of Russia's military to 1.5 million troops, an initiative backed by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Russia had about 1 million troops in its army at the beginning of the year, and the number was supposed to reach 1.15 million or 1.15 million next year. By Shoigu said a further increase is needed to guarantee the fulfillment of tasks to ensure Russia's security. The increase would constitute a boost to the armed forces size by more than 30% if approved and enacted. One reason for the increase that Shoigu cited was Sweden and Finland's potential NATO membership. He said if the two Nordic nations joined the Western military alliance, Russia would have to deploy the corresponding groups of forces to northwestern Russia. Putin and other Russian officials have previously said that he doesn't view Finland and Sweden joining NATO as much of a threat as Ukraine's prospective membership, but they said Moscow would respond to the expansion of NATO military infrastructure. Wow. China preparing for war as India confirms unprecedented troop deployment along border. Thousands more troops have been deployed along the so-called line of actual control. All right, that was in the headline. All right, it says China is preparing for war with India. Senior Indian opposition figure Rahul Gandhi, in the light of the recent spike in animosity. Meanwhile, New Delhi, as part of India, is drawing a line in the sand with Beijing, by unveiling plans for a 1,000-mile road along its border with China, days after troops from the world's two most populous nations slugged it out in more brutal clashes. So there's a war between Elam and Moab. Hey, man. And also, you know, there's Serbia in Kosovo, which that's Albania. You know, there's tension with them too. So there's all these nations that are going against each other right now. You know, and it's, like I said, wars and rumors of wars, kingdom against kingdom, nation against nation. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I done played all the video clips and read all the articles. Let's go ahead and get into some more scriptures. I got quite a few of them in here, so I want to try to read them all. Like I said, I didn't want the lesson to be long, but you never know with time. So let's see. Read this real quick. All right, this is the book of Joel, chapter 3. I actually was going to 9 through 11, which I'm going to read, but there's so much meat in this, man. I'm going to start with chapter 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. You know, all nations had us in captivity, so we're everywhere. We're in all these lands. You know, we even got some Jakes that are back in Israel. You know, so you know, you got some amongst Amalek. You know, they might look like Amalek, but they might be our people. You know, the seed line goes back to Jacob. So, you know, that's something always to think about. We scattered everywhere, you know. So there'll be people that be quick to say, you know, oh, you don't look like Israel and all that. But hey, the spirit, if the spirit bear witness, you know, you are Israel, you know. All right. Joel chapter 3, verse 9 through 11. All right, here we go. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. All right, verse 11. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. So yeah, hey, all this is the working of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. These nations, you know, he's the coming and goings of men is of the Lord, you know what I'm saying? So he controls all. All right, and my final scripture, which I'm gonna end it on this, is going to the book of Revelation. Chapter 11 and verse 14. Here we go. The second woe is past. Woe meaning, war. It also means destruction, but it's talking about, reading this is talking about war. You know, second woe, World War II, has passed. And behold, the third woe, World War III, cometh quickly. All that stuff I'm telling you about, and with the shorting of time and everything, hey, it's coming. Technically it's already here, but it's in the beginning stages. It's that fire is building, kindling, to where they're gonna be, and all these nations are gonna be fighting each other. It's building up. So that was the final scripture, and I'm gonna end it on that. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, and I hope you all was able to hear me bring this out. Salakia for that. Like I said, this weather's kind of crazy, but it's starting to thaw out all that ice and stuff that's out there on the roads, that's making it slick. So, Lord willing, I'll be back out, continuing on doing these lessons, but it was on my spirit to try to get this out here at the spot. Lord willing, was edifying. All right. I want to go ahead and give all honor, all glory, and praise unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Hashem B'Kakwadash. Double honors to the elders of the nation of Israel. And shalom to you, brothers and sisters, to the next episode.